All right, you guys, welcome. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about some of your questions, your biggest questions with the business right now, and some things you've been wondering, how to work your business, how to push forward in this boom season. So I'm just going to go through these questions and kind of give you my answers. So the first question that I wanted to talk about that stood out to me is, what is my why, and how do I figure out what I'm working towards in this business, basically was the question. So the biggest thing that I thought of is, what is my why? What am I working towards, and why did I start this business? My why when I started this business was, I was a stay-at-home mom. So I wasn't working, trying to get away from work, but we were struggling. We were struggling hardcore. And so my why then was to be able to help support my husband, because he was working crazy long hours while still, being home with my kids. I didn't want to have to go to work. I'm so anti-daycare. It's ridiculous. So I'm very, very passionate about that. We were on the verge of me having to go back to work and do something. And so I did everything in my power. And if I would have had to go back to work, I would have been crushed. I would have been devastated. And so that's the level of passion that I had when I started this business. I was like, this has to work. This has to work. My why was, I refuse to put my kids in daycare. It's not going to happen for me, and literally your why should be something that when you think about it, when you think about the reason why you started this business, it should give you goosebumps. It should make you cry. It should, make you so passionate about what you're doing that you can't think about anything else, so it doesn't matter what you started for. It's something big, because people don't waste $99. You know what I mean? You started this business for a reason. So figure out what your reason is and what your why is. And that's going to be really impactful for, your business and your passion, and figuring out, why are you doing this? Because why would you do something every day if you don't have a reason for it? You're not going to use, your why is not to support your upline. That's stupid. You're not going to do anything if all you're trying to do is support your upline. That's not a reason. So, and you're not going to be consistent and passionate about your business that way. So figure out why you are working for this, because I promise you that your leaders, myself included, are here to help you accomplish your why, not mine. So your why should make you cry. So I want you guys sometime tonight, sit down and figure out what your why is. If you don't know right off the bat what your why is, sit down and figure it out, and maybe write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it, because this is something, I want to put my kids in college. How passionate do you feel about that? I want to pay off my credit card debt so that I don't go into foreclosure. How passionate are you about that? Does that make you want to work hard? Would you do anything to keep yourself out of foreclosure? I know I would. I would do anything to keep myself out of foreclosure. I would do anything to make sure my kids, are in a safe, happy environment. I would do anything. So that's why I work so hard at what I do. So figure out what your reason is, write it down, even share it with us if you want to. All right. The next big question I got was, when you come across people who say, this product doesn't work, these are just water loss wraps, these are, you don't know what you're doing, you have no idea. And I've come across this a couple of times in my business, but most of the time I haven't. And the reason why is because I am so excited that people can't help but just try it. You know what? When people ask me, okay, how does this work? Is this just water loss? Whatever. If they really are asking me that, I'm going to be like, you know what? I don't even know how it works, but it's so exciting. You have to try it. These results are more permanent. They stick around. They're not here to just get rid of some extra weight for the weekend. If you are active and healthy in your lifestyle right now, those results are here to stay. I don't know how it works, but it's amazing. You have got to try it. And if you have that kind of attitude and that kind of excitement and passion about your business, people are either going to say, well, whatever, I don't believe you. And they're going to sit here and watch you be successful and eventually ask you about it again. Or they're just going to say, you know what? Okay, I might as well try it. And they're going to give it a try. So don't stress yourself out so much about waiting for people to ask you specific questions, because guess what? We're not experts. We don't have to know. We're always constantly trying to learn, but if you don't know, that's okay. You can figure out information, or you can just say, you know what? I have no clue, but I know I've tried it and it's amazing. And that's all people want to know. When people ask you, how does the wrap work? Basically the answer that they're looking for is it works super well. They don't need to know all the scientific, super crazy details. They don't really care. They just want to know if it works or not. So keep that in mind and don't stress yourself out about something like that. All right. The next question was like, how do I talk about the $99 it takes to get started when, people are skeptical about it? So if they're skeptical about the business, they're not going to pay the $99, right? So we need to get them to talk about, why do you want to get started with this? When I'm talking to a potential distributor, I don't say, hey, so you want to make some extra money from home? Great. Okay, let's order your starter kit. That's not how the conversation goes, because when I sign somebody up, these teammates, this team is my second family. This is somebody I'm passionate about helping them reach their goals. I'm passionate about helping them figure out their why and achieve it. That's so exciting to me. So when I'm talking to someone about the business, I'm saying something like, okay, are you ready? Are you interested in making some extra money from home? Okay, how much are you looking to make per month for this to be worth it to you? What would be really life-changing for your family? Would it be really life-changing to pay your car payment? What kind of situation are you in? What are you looking for most in a stay-at-home job? These are all questions that I'm going to kind of go back and forth. By the time we get to the end of this conversation, they're like, you know what? Yeah, an extra $500 would be crazy for me. This is why. It's because I don't want to put my kids in daycare. Okay, so then you can go back and say, I know that you just told me that you don't want to put your kids in daycare. That's a big deal, So all we have to do to get started is order your starter kit. I'm going to be here to train you every step of the way, and we're going to make that goal happen with your determination, right? Because it's up to them. It's up to their determination, but we have a crazy, amazing opportunity right here sitting available for them that they can take a hold of. So don't stress yourself out about the $99, because when somebody's ready to make extra money from home and they've had that back and forth conversation, then it's a lot easier to say it. And if you say something like, don't ever say something like, so how do I get started? Well, it is $99, but you can make your money back. It's really not that bad. If you say something like that, then they're going to say why is she trying to cover this up so much? This must be a big deal. This is probably a scam. And that's not something we want them to think. Hang on, okay. You're making me crazy with this thing, dude. Don't keep turning up the sound. I have my child who has a bedtime at 8:00, and I didn't get her to bed, so now she's playing the tablet. Worst mom ever award. Anyways. All right, so that's the $99. The next one was, how do I overcome rejection? I love this question so much, so I'm glad that whoever asked it, because this is something I am crazy passionate about. So how do you overcome a rejection? When you start an MLM business, when you start doing network marketing, you are taking a risk right off the get-go. You don't start this business thinking, you're going to be crazy successful. Most of us didn't. Most of us said, okay, I've heard about it enough. I'm going to put in the $99. I'm going to give it a try. That was a risk that you took. So you're already setting yourself up for either success or failure, right? We're already doing that. So when you start in this business, to be successful and to be at the top, you're going to have a whole lot of failure. There's going to be a lot of failure. There's going to be a lot of rejection that's going to happen in this business. That's just, it's going to happen. So the best thing to do is lean into that failure. Accept it and fail forward. That's what I always say, fail forward. When somebody tells you no, that's okay, because guess what? That's a stepping stone up to your success. Because I promise you, nobody at the top of this company just got it easy and had everybody say yes. That didn't happen. So just realize that if your why is strong enough, you're in this business not just for this month or not to see how it works in 6 months. You're in this business for life, right? So your failure is just one step on your journey to get to that success, because our success is not this. Our success is, down and up and down and up, and we're going to have crappy days and we're going to have amazing days. So fail forward, take every no as a not right now until people are, annoyed of you. It's fine. It's okay, because we're doing this to help ourselves and to reach our why. But we're doing this more because we're passionate about it, and because we want people to feel good and confident, and we want people to be able to not have to foreclose on their house and not put their kids in daycare. We want that for everyone, right? So that's enough. This business is for life. You can only plan so much of it. Sometimes, and then, you get to a point where we just have to go. We just have to try it. We just have to do it. And that's what we do. The top people, this is something else I wrote down. The top people in this business can take a hit and get right back up. So when somebody comes to you and you're like, girl, you got to try these wraps. They're so awesome. No, I'm never going to try that. That's ridiculous. I can't believe you're doing something like that. You have to be able to take that hit and say, you know what, that's okay. Whether you have to delete that message, whether you have to just say, block them. Whatever you have to do to take that hit and just get back up and say, okay, that's one no for the day. That's great. I'm going to keep getting no's until I get a yes. And that's okay, because you're going to get a yes. You just talk to enough people, you're going to get somebody who's ready for this. There are countless number of people in this world ready for this opportunity and ready to try these products. You just have to find them. Okay. All right. The next question I got is, how do I work Facebook and Instagram? Like, how do I work social media? So I'm just going to go really quickly over what I do to work my social media every day. And I worked my business entirely off of social media up until Diamond. So, this is a big part of how I did my business. So every single day on social media, you need to post. Every single day, you're going to be messaging. Every day, you're going to be growing your network. Every day, you're going to be following up. Every day, you're going to be positive and excited. And every day, you are going to be consistent. Okay, so I post about my business every single day. I am always open for business. If somebody wants to know about the products, somebody wants to know about the opportunity, I am here to talk to them about it. I'm always available. And they can tell that I'm always available because I'm always posting. I post at least two posts about the business every day, 2 posts about the products every day. I'm always, reaching out to people. I'm always messaging new people. Every day I grow my network, and how I do that is I add Facebook friends. I follow people on Instagram. Every day I follow up with people. That doesn't mean that I'm following up with my giant, huge list of every single person I've ever talked to every day. I don't do that. But every day I have somebody to follow up with. And whether it's just, they're in my book and they told me they were going to order today, or if it's just like, hey, I haven't talked to her in a while, I bet she's probably ready to hear more about it. Or, I'm going to go through this list and follow up with these people. you're going to be following up with someone every day. When I'm posting on social media, I never have a bad day. That doesn't mean in reality that I don't have a bad day, but on my social media, it's my highlight reel. It's all the great things that happen to me. So I am going to be posting about, yeah, I didn't sleep well last night, but I'm so happy because I have my greens. I'm going to be posting about, I got a flat tire on the side of the road. I'm so grateful that I have my side business, that I don't have to stress about this, and I'm going to be posting about all the good things that happen to me, but I'm always positive. So if you have a bad day and you need to vent, go vent to your best friend. Go send a Facebook message to your upline. I don't care what you have to do, but your social media should be positive. If I post something like, the Confianza is so awesome, I don't have to stress anymore, and then the next post that I post is, oh my gosh, this is such a crappy day, my kids are never doing anything that I want them to do, and blah, blah, blah. People are going to be like, okay, well, that doesn't work, so I'm never going to buy that from her. So make sure that you're always open for business. When you sign up for this business and want to work social media, this is your business page. It's no longer your vent session page. You know what I mean? So super important to do that. And then make sure you're always posting. Your social media shouldn't go from everything personal to everything at work. So that's not what we're asking you to do, but it should go from, it should have it works being a part of your life. So instead of saying, my cute kids are so adorable at the park, I'm so glad we got to go to the park today, I'm saying, I'm able to work my business from the park with my kids. Super personal, something I would normally post, but now I'm also adding in my business because it's just part of who I am. So that's where it comes from with the business, the products. I'm going to hold up a thing of Fat Fighters and talk about how I just ate this crazy fattening meal and here's my Fat Fighters. Yay. Something I would normally post, but now I'm going to add in my products because they're so awesome. All right. Let me know if you guys have more questions. There's a chat box too if you want me to go in depth more. Okay, the next one was, how can I be a product of the product if I can't afford the products? And I get this a lot too. You guys, we have such a great opportunity with It Works gives us an opportunity that every time you get 2 customers, you get a wrap reward for $25. You can use that wrap reward to, spend $25 and make $100. So you're making a profit of $75. You can either use those wraps, wrap yourself, take a picture of your box of wraps, even though you're going to sell them. Whatever you have to do, and, make that profit, buy some products, put a little bit of it back into your products. That's what we want to do. That's why they're there. We want you to make money. We don't want you to have to spend a ton of money. But we also, this is why I'm so passionate about the auto ship. The auto ship makes sure you're going to get paid every month. The auto ship lets you be a product of the product, and the auto ship lets you make back all of the money you spend. Every month I buy a box of wraps and one other product. That other product is for me. I'm going to buy the cleanser. I'm going to buy the greens. I'm going to buy whatever I want to try. The box of wraps typically gets sold. So I'm going to sell those box of wraps for $100. That makes up my entire auto ship that I just paid. So I got to try that product for free. And now I'm also meeting all these people, making cash in pocket that I can spend on whatever I want, right? So super passionate about auto ship. If you feel like you can't try the products right now, get a wrap reward, or, figure out how you're going to make that extra income with your business in order to put some back into your business, so do that. And, if you really are having a tough time, go to your upline's house. I know so many of you are super close. If anybody's coming to my house on Monday, feel free to come if you're local. I have every single product that we make. So if you want to come to my house and, take a bunch of pictures of all the products that I have and, do a bunch of selfies so you can post them whenever you want. Do that. I don't care. All right. Next question was how to work the business better in person, or how to work the business in person outside of social media. So number one is to have a party. I always recommend, whether you are just starting your business or if you are relaunching your business, to have an in-person party. Even if it's just your friends and family, or if it's a bunch of local people from a mom group, doesn't really matter. That's a really great way to get in front of people, because even if you're not 100% educated on all the products, they're going to see your excitement about what you're doing. And when you get up in front of people, it's so much personal growth. People are going to see that excitement and they're going to want to jump on board. So party in person for sure. And then blitzing. So whenever you're around, just, running errands, doing whatever you're going to do during the day, just keep your blitz cards next to you. If you don't have any blitz cards, that's fine too. Every time I go to, the store, to my cashier or whatever, I open my wallet, and I always have a blitz card in there. It reminds me that I need to, ask them about the business. So I'm just like, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate your help with my groceries. Here's a coupon card for my business. And they're usually like, oh, okay, whatever. Oh, have you ever heard about the wraps? Because I'm so excited about everything in my life, they're just like, oh yeah, I've heard about it, and have you ever tried one? Like, I have a wrap in my bag right now. This is how I wrap people on the spot, because I'm so excited. They're just like, actually I've been thinking about trying it. Yeah, I'll try it from you. Or they're like, let me think about it. Whatever the case may be, it's totally fine. I always try to get people added on social media or to text them, because then I'm going to have that relationship in the future if I ever want to talk to them about it again. I had a girl come over and she bought something from me from a yard sale site. So I was selling something on a yard sale site. She came over to my house. And as she's leaving, I'm like, do you want to add me on Facebook? So obnoxiously awkward. And it was totally fine. And she was like, you know what? Yeah, I do. So I added her on Facebook, and then, we've just created this really friendly relationship, and she's asked me about the business. Didn't even have to bring it up. This is something that just, because I'm so excited, they're going to ask me about it. Because I've created that relationship, they're going to ask me about it. Ashley, I love that. Yeah, it gets easier every time you do it. At first, I was terrified, and I was like, here, take my coupon, okay, see ya. Or I would just leave them in random places. And now I'm like, you know what? Either I'm going to make a friend out of this, or I'm going to talk to somebody about the business. I don't really care what happens. I'm going to be a friendly person. So if I, start up a conversation with somebody, what's the worst that can happen? You know what I mean? Might as well try it. So blitzing is another one. Lead boxes. If you are coming on Monday, bring stuff to make lead boxes. Such a great way. I've got some of my best distributors from lead boxes. And just wear your It Works gear. So wear your It Works shirt, or It Works hat. There it is. Look at that. You don't have any It Works shirt. You don't have money to spend on an It Works shirt. That's okay. You got at least one blitz card in your starter kit. Hole punch it. Put it on a lanyard, a shoelace. I don't care what you've got, but take it around with you. Attach it to your purse. I don't care. There's a way to always be advertising your business. So always have something like that. All right. I think that was good about working in person. Okay. The next question was, how do you stay organized? So I'm assuming that this means, like, how do I stay organized with everyone that I'm talking to? So what I do personally is, if you haven't done it, I recommend doing a hundreds list. This is a list of 100 people you know. You can constantly be adding to it. I have about 25 hundreds lists that I, have just created over the last 3.5 years. So create a hundreds list. That's a list of people that you can continue talking to, that you want to talk to about the business or the opportunity or the products. The other thing that I do, if I have somebody who's interested in something, for example, yesterday I posted a post about the hair, skin, and nail and asked, who wants to grow out their hair. Everyone that was interested in the product, I wrote down on my potentials list. So these are people who are interested right now. So I'm going to follow up with them right now. So I messaged them initially, told them I'm closing my challenge by Sunday. So I'm going to really work to get these people, started with the hair, skin, and nails. Everyone who doesn't get started is staying on my potentials list, because I'm going to follow up with them in a week when I reopen my hair, skin, and nail challenge. And I'm going to say, hey, I know that last week wasn't a great time for you. It wasn't payday, whatever. I just opened up a new one and you were one of the first people I thought of. Then they're going to, this is how I get people started. I do smaller challenges and I have them right here on my list so I don't miss anybody. If they're interested, I'm going to keep talking to them until they tell me to go away. So, potentials list, that's a good one. I have a list of all of my current customers or any customers that I've ever signed up. I have a running list going in my Excel program. So every time I have a BOGO or I'm going to do a customer appreciation, I've added all of them, their emails, to my email list, and I'm going to send them out an email about the BOGO or about whatever's going on. This is also a really great way, if you have your current customers, to say, hey, you've been ordering the hair, skin, and nails for 6 months. Like, I know that you love this product. Have you ever thought about making extra money from home and sharing this product with your friends? That's where a lot of my distributors have come from also, is current customers. They already are passionate about the products. They're the perfect person to ask. So keeping that current customers list. It's okay, you guys, if you haven't made any of these lists before, start now. Because, anything that happens from now, don't worry about creating a bunch of lists from everything in the past. Just start right now and move forward. The other thing I always have is my chart. So whatever promotion I'm going for, I have my whole chart there updated. Every time somebody that's on my chart gets a customer, I count backwards from 400. So I always have exactly what they need. So I know who I need to help, and what I need to do to make my next promotion. It gets really exciting when you have your executive chart right in front of you. Somebody's over 400 and you need 125 on the other side. You're going to work really hard to make that happen. It gets really exciting. So always have your chart. All right, that's how I stay organized. Let me know if you meant something different than I'm just talking about, whatever I'm doing. The next one was, how do you organize your time? So I want to tell you, first off, that you can be 100% successful with this business in 1 to 2 hours a day. A lot of people feel like they are working for 8 hours a day, but they're really not. They're just scrolling Facebook or messaging people for hours on end because they keep getting up to do a million things. The best way to organize your time is to create bursts of time. I'm always open for business, but I have bursts of time. So I'm going to have time where I am just spending time with my kids for an hour and I do nothing else. I have time every morning when I wake up and I do my 6 list. I do my personal development. I spend, 15 minutes messaging people. But I'm dedicated messaging people. I'm doing nothing else. I'm not scrolling Facebook. I'm not watching TV. I'm not doing anything else. I'm spending 15 minutes messaging people. Some people are super busy and they have to work, on their lunch break. So during that 15 minutes, I'm going to message as many people as I can. Or I'm going to spend 10 minutes in the morning creating all of my posts for the day. Or I get to the end of the day, I'm going to follow or respond to all the messages I got throughout the day. So just work in bursts of time. And if you have extra time, do a power hour, do something like that. But don't feel like you need to be on your phone 24/7 in order to make this business work, because that's just not true. So that's the best way I organize my time. And you guys, I'm like crazy about lists. And so I always have in the morning, I create a list of the most important, everything that I want to do today. And I highlight the 3 most important. I do those things first. And then the rest of the day, I'm working on my list. Every few minutes that I have, available, I'm like, okay, today's follow-up Friday. So I need to message my potentials list. So I'm going to, spend this 15 minutes. I'm going to sit down and message all of my potentials. After lunch, when I put the kids down for a nap, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to respond to all of these messages. I'm going to follow up with my team or whatever. So just work in those bursts of time. I think that's my best idea for you guys. All right. How do I get the wrap on people when blitzing? Crazy excitement. I just do what I would normally do. I talk about the wrap and then I'm like, do you want to try one? If you ask them, they're going to say, oh, well, maybe not today. Or they're going to say yes. And you'll be surprised how often people will say yes. So keep the wraps with you and always ask. Just ask. Doesn't hurt to ask. Okay. We have just a few minutes left. So the next question I got was, how do you stay motivated? My biggest tip on staying motivated is doing personal development. Every single time that you feel like, why am I doing this? Or, I just don't want to do anything today. I just want to sit down and binge watch Netflix and not worry about being on my phone. That's when you need some personal development, because personal development is teaching you that, I have big things to do in this life. So I'm not going to waste my day. I have huge things to do. I'm a really great person. So this is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean that you can't watch Netflix. That's great if you want to watch Netflix, but you also can get the things done that you want to get done to further your business every day. Couple of things that I use to stay motivated and to keep my team motivated. Number 1, I'm going to always stay in contact with my team. That helps me because you guys inspire me and make me want to be better. It also helps my team because they know that I'm always here and available for them. And if I'm motivated, they're motivated. If they're motivated, I'm motivated. So it's all kind of works that way. The second thing is staying involved. Always be looking forward to the next event or the next thing that's going on, and keep your team, hey, there's an event 20 minutes away from you on this day. You should go to that. That's going to be so cool. So get involved. I mean, even if you have a local team, let's hang out. It doesn't even have to be about the business. Invite them over for pizza one day. That's totally fine, but it's going to create that bond. The third one is celebrating. Celebrate when you do something great and celebrate every time your team does something great. They signed a distributor and they haven't signed a distributor in a long time. That's a huge deal. So tell everyone, I can't believe this girl. She's on fire. She's so excited. This is so great. Be excited. Don't wait to celebrate people until they go diamond, because if you do, they'll never go diamond. The next one is train them. And every time you come up with a really great piece of information, share it with your team, and vice versa. Whenever your team comes up with something, they're going to share it with you. So be sharing back and forth. Every time I come up with something cool, new information, I'm going to do a training. I'm going to share that YouTube video. I'm going to, whatever. And will help other people stay motivated. The next one is a challenge. Challenge yourself to, last month I got 4 loyal customers. This month I'm going to get 6. Or last month I almost completed my steps to success. This month I'm going to do it. And challenge yourself. The other thing is, challenge your team or challenge your accountability partner and see who can get the most customers this month. I usually do that with one of my sidelines. Whoever gets the most customers or the whatever challenge we're doing has to take the other one out to lunch. It's just a fun, little challenge that gets you excited and motivated. And then if you are excited, your team's going to be excited. If you're not feeling excited, get yourself excited or feed off of that excitement from your team. All right, so that's how I stay motivated. And then you guys make sure you're doing personal development every day. I don't care if it's a 1-minute YouTube video, it's going to pump you up. It's going to get you excited about whatever's going on. You know, there's a million YouTube videos. Read a chapter from a book. Read a paragraph from a book. You know, listen to, I don't know, whatever's going on. Watch something on Netflix. I Am Not Your Guru, Tony Robbins, Netflix, must watch. The Secret, Netflix, must watch. Those are so, so great. So do something with personal development every day. And if you're feeling like you're not motivated, you're not really ready to work this business, it's because you're not pouring into yourself. And you can't pour into other people unless you're pouring into yourself first. You have nothing to give unless you give to yourself first. So always do personal development. All righty. We have 3 minutes before they're going to shut off my thing because I'm not upgraded. So that's good. Made it in time. So let me know if you guys have any last minute questions you want me to answer. If this was good, let me know.
I think it was great. You covered a lot of great information, and I think you answered a lot of things that I even had questions. So I don't really have any other questions, but
okay, awesome.
But I thank you because it was very, very helpful and inspiring too, because sometimes we tell ourselves the same thing over and over, but it's nice coming from somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely get that. And sometimes
it's some of the, a lot of the stuff too, it's like, you just have to hear it a different way sometimes too, because like it may be something we talk about, but you have to hear it.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes when I have a distributor where I've been like talking to them about, you know, okay, this is why we do this, or, you know, this is a really good idea, and they're not understanding or whatever. And then I go to, you know, maybe Danielle is one of my sidelines, and I say, you know, hey, maybe you'll have a different perspective. She ends up saying exactly the same thing. However, this distributor is like, oh my gosh, I totally get it. I totally understand why that's a good idea. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Because it doesn't matter. I want you guys to be successful. You know, whatever you're going to do, whoever you're going to get it from is great with me. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. We will have the group page available, and I will be posting this recording in there as well. So thanks you all. Thanks all of you.
Thank you, Jess.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you later.
Bye.